Hi guys, so today we're just going to be talking about your snatches, all right, and we're going to break them down kind of step by step so you're a bit more familiar with the positions you need to be hitting. Okay, so obviously first thing is that kind of setup position and your first pull. All right, so obviously with your setup position, everybody's going to be slightly different because everyone's got slightly different biomechanics. Okay, but generally as a rule, you're going to have your feet somewhere between hip and shoulder width, depending on where you feel most stable. Okay, with your feet, you want to try and keep your weight around the middle of your foot. At this point, you don't need to be right back on your heels, but you definitely don't want to be on your toes, okay? You want the bar so that it's relatively close to your shin, so it's almost touching, okay? Ideally kind of over the top of your shoelaces, because again, that's going to help you stay nice and balanced, okay? You want to drop your hips down so that you've got almost a triangle between your shoulders, hips and knees, okay? What you don't want to do is be too upright, but equally you don't want your back to be too flat, because both of those are going to limit how much power you can get higher up in the movement. Okay, so you want to try and make that a triangle. Okay, then obviously through your upper back, we want to make sure that you're keeping your shoulder blades back and engaged, keeping your lats engaged, okay, so almost pressing the bar back towards your body, but trying to keep your arms nice and relaxed, okay? When you're set up for your snatch, we want all the tension through, obviously through your torso and through your hips and legs, but you want your arms to stay relaxed because you don't want to be pulling too early or have too much tension through your arms, which can slow the bar down. Okay, on that first pull from the floor, the main thing you're going to be focusing on is just pushing your knees back out the way of the bar. Okay, obviously in that start position, your knees are going to be slightly in front, just because that's quite a natural start position. All right, so if you just try and end up pulling around your knee, then you're going to end up with that bar moving out and around, which at heavier weights is going to be quite difficult to control. Okay, so a big focus of that first pull is just pushing your knees back as the bar leaves the floor, until your shins get to almost vertical. Okay, now obviously as you do this, you'll feel your weight shift back towards your heels, that's good. And you should also start to feel some tension in your hamstrings. Okay, now as you do this, it's important that you keep your chest up, right? Because again, we don't want to end up being in this kind of position with your lower back, because again, it's going to limit how much power you can get on your second pull. Okay, so you want to focus on keeping your chest up, keep your shoulder blades engaged, all right, and bring the bar back with you as your knees come back, again, just by keeping your lats engaged. Okay, what you don't want to do is push your knees back but leave the bar where it is, because you're going to create quite a big gap between your body and the bar. Okay, which means then when you do get above your knee, you're going to have to bring your hips to the bar, which is going to put you off balance. Okay, so your first pull, it's not too complicated. They're the only things that you really need to think about, okay? And what you can do on your first pull is really just slow it down, okay? There's no need to rush, because all we're really doing on that first pull is setting yourself up for the rest of the lift, okay? So your first pull isn't gonna determine if you make the lift, but if you do end up in a bad position after your first pull, it can kind of break your lift, if you like, all right, and throw you off for the rest of the movement. Okay, so your first pull, it can be nice and slow, nice and controlled. Just focus on hitting those key positions and it'll make the rest of the lift much easier for you.